Good morning and welcome to the Foggy Do. This is Colin. It is 9:24. Getting back after it after a big day yesterday with Jimmy Kimmel talk. I wanted to dive right back into Kimmel because it's kind of the hot topic, and I really want to put a bow on this and then move on because I think the guy is just a complete waste of time, but it's happening in pop culture right now, and it's political in a lot of ways, so addressing it I think is a good thing. So Kimmel came back on last night. There's a couple things I took away from it. One, he cried again. This emotional bloodletting by this guy just to show that he's some kind of emotional guy, I think it's really disingenuous in a lot of ways. I mean, you're crying about stuff, but then you're piling on people that were very emotional about Charlie Kirk getting clipped. So he gets on and he cries, which again, that's fine. That's if he wants to cry, I get it. But here's his first quote. The president made it very clear he wants to see me and the hundreds of people who work here fired from our jobs. Our leader celebrates Americans losing their livelihoods because he can't take a joke. This show is not important. What is important is that we get to live in a country that allows us to have a show like that. Just totally oblivious to what's going on here. Leader celebrates Americans losing their livelihoods. No, that's not it, Jimmy. A young man, 31-year-old with two kids, took one in the throat because of chatter like that you peddle. The MAGA gang and all these other disparaging comments this guy makes. It's not taking a joke. It's just your jokes are in bad taste. And quite frankly, your ratings are terrible. They never look in the mirror and say, hey, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm not funny. Maybe this comment wasn't funny. Made it very clear that he wants to see me and hundreds of people who work for me are fired from our jobs. Did Trump ever come out and say that? I'd love to go back through the notes and find if he ever said something like that. But again, deflect and blame off to other people. It's really just indicative of who this guy is. Crying about it. Then he says, here's the other quote Kimmel has. Quote, it was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man. I don't think there's anything funny about it. I get why you're upset. If the situation was reversed, there's a good chance I'd have felt the same way. So this guy has no empathy at all. Is that really, I mean, if I'm reading between the lines there, that's kind of the way that I interpret that. If the situation was reversed, there's a good chance I'd have, so if your guy gets clipped, you're sad. But if our guy gets clipped, I mean, aren't we all Americans? That's the thing that's so crazy about it. We're all supposed to be Americans. We're all supposed to be one people and all this other stuff. The situation was reversed. We're really at a bad point. This whole commentary by this guy, and then, of course, the clapping seals in the audience are just going nuts for these comments. It was never my intention to make light of the murder of a young man. Well, you sure did, man. You decided to disparage 75 million people that voted for Trump. I don't think there's anything funny about it. Then why are you making fun of it? Again, this guy, it's really, there's a reason this guy's at like a 1.5% ratings in Nielsen's. And there's a reason that Colbert got kicked off. It's because they're not funny, number one. And number two, they have no empathy for other people. There was a part of this that he talked about that he has friends that are MAGA, friends and family that are MAGA, that he's, he goes and talks to these people. Like at a barbecue or whatever he's doing. I think it's so interesting because like you're walking around saying these terrible things, making fun of Charlie Kirk, talking about the MAGA gang, crying after Trump won. Like how, again, I had mentioned it the other day. I don't know how Adam Carolla, who's a conservative guy, can stay friends with this person. I guess you just have to disassociate it like a butcher cutting up meat. You just don't pay attention to what you're doing. You're just doing your job. But you would think that a comedian would have higher intellect than this and more empathy towards other people. But he realizes now if the roles were reversed, it would be a big deal.